My name is Matt. This is my review of the Mini Coastal Sports event. In this review, I will be identifying the strengths and weaknesses of the sports event and how it was planned. The event was successful because everyone participating completed the challenge and walked 22 miles. Therefore, the participants achieved their goal to complete the challenge as well as raising money for the charity. The aim of completing this challenge within 10 hours was completed, and the purpose of raising money for disabled people to get involved in sport was also successful. Therefore, the event was a success and all the targets and goals were achieved. During the event, we had to review each participant to ensure they are in good condition and fit to complete the challenge throughout the event for health and safety reasons. We did this by monitoring each participant at each stop, checking if they were in good condition to continue to the next stop. If a participant was unable to continue, they would have been picked up by the minibus and protected for the rest of the event. We also had to adapt the event by introducing 5 to 10 minute breaks in between each station, where possible, to allow participants to rest, eat and drink, to re-energise and enable them to complete the challenge. This then affected the event because we were behind schedule, and therefore, in order to finish on time, we had to walk faster so that everything was as expected. After the event, we reviewed each participant by talking to them as a group and finding out how they felt after the event. We did this through group meetings and conversations on the way back from the event. Reviews are a useful way to determine the success of the event and find out ways to progressively improve it for next year. For example, this year we found out that it would be beneficial to have 5 to 10 minute breaks in between each station to give the participants a little rest in between. This is to benefit the participants and improve their performance. Therefore, this is something that might be implemented into the Coastal Challenge next year in order to improve it. There were no major incidents during the event, and therefore there wasn't any health and safety reviews to complete. The Mini Coastal Sports event has many strengths and weaknesses, with areas to improve. One strength of the event is the location. The location is very safe and relaxing, with a clear 22-mile path which can be used for each event. However, one weakness would be that some of the walk is along roads, which could be unsafe for the participants as cars will have to pass them. Therefore, this could be an area to improve by changing the route. Another strength of the event is the quality of the stations available to stop along the walk. For example, there is a village hall where the participants can stop for lunch and use the facilities such as the toilet. However, another weakness is that there are only 3 stations to stop at, and therefore the participants have less time to stop and re-energise, which makes the challenge even harder. One strength of our contribution and effectiveness as leaders is that we have experience of completing the walk previously, and therefore we can advise the participants with what they need to bring with them, such as a drink and sugary foods. One weakness of our contribution and effectiveness is that we cannot provide food and drink for all participants, meaning they have to bring their own supplies. Another strength of our contribution is that we know the route, and therefore we will be able to direct the participants so they do not get lost. Another weakness of our contribution is that we as leaders did not separate the groups effectively, meaning that some of the groups were mixed ability, which meant some participants couldn't keep up with others. This had negative effects, as it meant that some participants were left frustrated as they had to slow down, and other participants were left sad as they couldn't keep up with the rest of the group. The overall feedback of participants was that they enjoyed the challenge and they felt the feeling of achievement when they completed it. They also felt relaxed and comfortable in the environment of the coast, which was positive feedback. However, they also felt that there needed to be more stations to stop at and therefore more breaks in between. They also felt that food and drink could have been provided for all participants at each station. The facilities hired along the walk were good and enabled the participants to regroup and refresh. The facilities hired to transport the participants were also good, as they were comfortable and everyone was able to use them. The adaptations that were made along the walk were successful and helped the participants to be able to complete the challenge.